I hate bees. Hello everybody, I'm Flameless Soul, and today I welcome you back to Bioshock. I don't really have much to say before we start, other than, if you find yourself enjoying this video, please leave a like down below, it really does show your support. So, let's get into this. When we left off, we had just made it to the farmer's market. And that is I don't know, it's something.
Julie, my dear, I am trying to run a business here. You want to spend time with my honeybees? Well, I'm gonna have to start charging you for the pleasure. If I come out one more time and find you lolling out there amongst my hives, I'm grabbing my shotgun. As to your question, yes, my days in beekeeping school are a blur. But I do seem to remember something about that enzyme you keep blabbing on about.
We thought we could hide from the light.
So what the fuck was that? Oh, that was that. Okay. So my goal is 7 enzyme samples. 7 enzyme samples should be relatively easy. I'm hoping, at least. It's not like it's asking me to find the world. But that does mean that we are going to be exploring. Fuck. A lot. We're going to be exploring a lot. I hate that control toggles like this crouch mode. Not crouch, this walk mode. Because I press it trying to crouch a lot of the time. And then it just doesn't go well. Is this another Rosie? Yeah, it is. Increased damage plus. Oh! Okay. The Rosie's on fire now. I wonder. That was wrong. Alright, thanks. I'm sitting here trying to think of something to talk about, and I jokingly was thinking, hey, today we're gonna talk about the weather. And now I'm thinking like that would actually be a more viable topic than half of the other things I've come up with during this. Ow.
Good enough! Fine! I'll take you there!
Yo, the damage plus, that really goes a long way. As soon as I started shooting. Okay, L to rescue. I wonder if I just left the little sister there and killed the little daddy, would someone else come along and harvest her? Oh shit.
Thank you.
Would someone else come along and harvest her, or would they be left alone? In today's dangerous times, it never hurts to be a little faster, a little quicker on the draw. Remember, you don't have to outrun the crazy splicers, just your neighbor. You move and swing the wrench faster. For now, we'll send this to the gene bank. Oh, wait, no. I don't need the security one. That'll come in handy, because I use the wrench a lot. Like, it's probably my most used weapon against almost everything except the big daddies. Another thing.
On my walk today, I had my first encounter with pair of them. He, a lumbering palooka in a foul-smelling diving suit, and she, an unwashed moppet in a filthy pink smock. Her pallor was off, green and morbid. There was a rather unpleasant aspect to her demeanor, as if she were in an altogether different place than the rest of us. I understand the need for such creatures. I just wish they could make them more presentable.
So, even his reaction to the little sisters was, less than desirable.
One of the children came and sat in my lap. I push her off. I shout, "Get away from me!" I can see the Adam oozing out of the corner of her mouth, is thick and green. Her filthy hair hanging in her face, dirty clothes, and that dead glow in her eye. I feel hatred, like I never felt before. In my chest, bitter, burning fury. I can barely breathe. And suddenly I know. It is not this child I hate.
So, the weather, as I ended up deciding to talk about, not really the weather. My preference when it comes to weather, I do prefer cold weather outside, to an extent. I like wearing jackets, so being able to wear them, cold weather is nicer. Yo, why you look weird? What's up? Are you a Rosie? I can't get a ton of benefits from, because there's only one little sister here, and I already grabbed her, so we're just gonna get her 3 pictures of low quality. Let that Rosie go along on his business. But one thing that I've noticed now that, that my classes for welding are done is that with cold weather, like, I am now at a sort of impasse because my primary way of getting around now is my bike. Like, I didn't have full ability to use it in previous years, so this is the first year I've had full access to the ability to use it as a mode of transportation. So, unlike, say, a motorcycle, I've only rode on one, like, twice.
In 10 years in this dump, I've come to accept a very low standard of life. But even at the bottom of this fish tank, a man must have standards. The pathetic trou de cul down at Morley Winery has started putting water to his terrible wine. Water! When I confronted him with this fact, he tells me, "Pierre, this is not to worry. The water, she is distilled. It could be worse. I could take it right from the ocean."
Obtain 7 distilled water. So wait, why am I obtaining 7 distilled water? What point is there in obtaining this water? So, oh, did someone else hang her, or did she hang herself? Wait. With how much seems to have decayed, I think these people have been dead for a lot longer. Uh-huh. I do not think these people died because of the whole plasmids thing. I think these people have been dead for a while. That would suck, but nothing I can do about it. How did you not see me? So the cold weather, unlike on a motorcycle, which, as I said, I've only ridden on once, so I don't know how much this helps. but there's no windshield or anything. There's nothing to displace the air in front of me other than myself. So I am taking all of the wind. All of it. So it is extensively important that I either have the equipment...
Dr. Suchong, frankly, I'm
to
shocked
stay warm.
by your proposal. If we were to modify the structure of our commercial plasmid line as you propose, to have them make the user vulnerable to mental suggestion through pheromones, would we not be able to effectively control the actions of the citizens of Rapture? Free will is the cornerstone of this city. The thought of sacrificing it is abhorrent. However, we are indeed in a time of war. If Atlas and his bandits have their way, will they not turn us into slaves? And what will become of free will then? Desperate times call for desperate measures.
So I've already used plasmids. Is that... So I said, there's some things I know that I'm intentionally not letting you all hear about. But every time. But that's one of them, is that there is a way for them to control us. And I was wondering if that was in place before we came to Rapture, and we were some sort of planted bug.
Are you a man?
I really just walked up to you and I got the stealth bonus. Oh shit, get off of me! I hate bees. So without the proper equipment to stay warm on a ride, shit! I really just set fire to the beehive. Oh, if I touch it, they get pissy? I don't like that.
Adam acts like a benign cancer, destroying native cells and replacing them with unstable stem versions. While this very instability is what gives it its amazing properties, it is also what causes the cosmetic and mental damage. You need more and more Adam just to keep back the tide. From a medical standpoint, this is catastrophic. From a business standpoint, well, Fontaine sees the possibilities.
Uh-huh. That explains a lot. I completely forgot what I was talking about, and I apologize for that, guys. I got caught up in whatever was going on. Oh, so... I didn't even read what that said before I used it. That was dumb. Alright, so... Let's take a second to talk about the, about what that audio tape just said. That you needed more and more Adam just to stop the physical deformities and mental issues that would pop up anytime you used a plasmid. You just more and more just to keep them from completely ruining you. And yeah, from a scientific standpoint, that's a flaw in the system, but from a... Look, I'm not successfully finding anything. From a business standpoint, that is actually something that's been looked into. Like, pharmaceutical companies have looked into medicines that make you reliant on the medicine. Even long past the medicine's ability to do anything for you. Okay, finally completed, obtained 7 enzymes. Okay, we can move on, because I now have all of the enzymes. Which is good.
part of them that remembers how they used to be, how they used to look. And they're ashamed.
I never really thought about it, but yeah, all the splicers are wearing masks.
Did you hear that Andrew
More distilled water. What am I gonna need distilled water for? Maybe it's part of the what I need for the recipe?
The children must remain functional to be effective producers of atom. I had hoped we placed them into vegetative states so they would be more pliable. I find being around them very uncomfortable. Even with those things implanted in them, they are still children. They play and sing. Sometimes they look at me and they don't stop. Sometimes they smile.
Back to the topic I was on. The weather, when it's cold enough, it's, while not impossible, very uncomfortable to... Interesting. It's very uncomfortable to ride a bike anywhere any distance away because it's cold as fuck. And if you ever rid a bike in the cold, it's not pleasant. Who is shooting? And why are they shooting? Do I have the second thing for these guys?
You think I can't get...
Oh, shit. Rosy loot almost always contains rare invention materials. Really still not worth it to go after them. Outside of obtaining a little sister. So, I have ended up in a position where, despite my personal preference of I prefer it to be cooler, we'll just go with a damage increase again. So I've ended up in a position where I do distinctly prefer if the weather is at least above 50, but right now it's going into winter right now. Things are distinctly not remaining above 50.
If you do, best head to a crafting station. Then, head back to Langford's lab and put the whole witch's brew in the mister. That should clear this fog right up.
This is interesting. Like, obviously it's not doing anything, but it's still interesting. See, it heals up after a second. Ooh, photographer's eye. So wait, does photographer's eye stack? Because I already got photographer's eye from taking pictures, I believe. Oh, I have photographer's eye too. So, okay, that explains a lot. The distilled water still being, still glowing like quest items is really bizarre. Especially considering the honeybee spit, or whatever, didn't glow like a quest item. So the game just expects me to go to a crafting station and deal with this. But I'm doing one last sweep over things before I do. Okay, Lazarus Vector. Got it. Sweet.
From the sounds of that you invent, I'm guessing you're the proud papa of a brand new Lazarus Vector. Now drop the Vector into a gadget called the Central Misting Control. Then we'll be cooking with gas.
Okay, I haven't talked that much this episode, so I'm actually going to go all the way through to the next area.
Run out of oxygen sooner than that. Just go to sleep.
Fight for me, dude! Okay, that big daddy wasn't as helpful as I was hoping, but was still helpful. Does anyone else have a preferred sort of temperature? So for me, it's now become that my preferred temperature is from 50 to 90 degrees, when previously my preferred... Did you just shoot me? I think he was... I'm gonna go with I think he was thrown at her. And I just happened to get in the way. That's what I'm gonna go with for now. When I wasn't really going anywhere, and my primary mode of transportation was riding in other people's cars, and like that was the only way that I had any access to, and I mean any access to.
We've got to have standards. Too introverted for anyone to notice.
Whereas now, but like before, my preferred temperature was a lot colder. I preferred it cooler, especially because it meant it was darker out more often.
Julie's death didn't provide a clear enough lesson to you. Perhaps this will suffice.
Ryan's got your number. No doubt he'll be sending company. Best to head back to the lab entrance and seal her up. Might be the only way to keep the splicers out.
Seal the lab first. That takes priority to everything in here.
It's not much, but every little bit counts. Did you get that door closed? Good. That should buy some time.
Sup? Good to see you, Big Daddy. Oh, they cut... So they can come from this direction. Am I literally just supposed to fend them off for unknown amount of time?
Oh, Christ! Here they come!
You die here and now, parasite! Sure, why not?
You see, I hacked all of the turrets here last time. And while, yes, right now they are shooting me a couple more times than they're shooting you, that doesn't change that you don't stand a chance when literally every turret in this space is mine, and at the slightest notice, if it comes down to it, so too will the Big Daddy be mine.
For Christ's sake, how long is that damn vector gonna take to cook?
I had to hypnotize him because the turrets finally upset him.
You're about halfway there. Keep your hand on the throttle. Ryan's skin jobs aren't the type to get complacent. What was that? Is the vector ready? What are you waiting for? Hit the damn switch!
I'm waiting for the quest icon to update and allow me back in this room, because it closed me out at the beginning of the fight. Declared that I wasn't permitted in this space. Throw the switch.
Well done, lad. Take a deep breath and enjoy it. Then head over to Rolling Hills and get the bathysphere. Next stop is Ryan's house. It's time for blood.
It's time for blood, he says. Time for blood. And what do you think of what's going on? Because obviously we've encountered evidence that of the pheromones thing via audio logs.
So resistant to the traditional methods of separating a man from his soul. You're not CIA, are you? You belong to Atlas, the one roach I can't seem to exterminate. Don't worry. I just need time to find the proper poison. I believe in no God, no invisible man in the sky. But there is something more powerful than each of us, a combination of our efforts, a great chain of industry that unites us. But it is only when we struggle in our own interest that the chain pulls society in the right direction. The chain is too powerful and too mysterious for any government to guide. Any man who tells you different either has his hand in your pocket or a pistol to your neck.
Alrighty. What do you all think of what's going on? We've encountered evidence via the... So I can go all the way back to all of those. Via the audio logs of the ability of Andrew Ryan to control people via pheromones as long as they've had at least one plasmid, I'm guessing, because it was a sort of back door in the plasmids. That's what it was supposed to be.
You're almost there. The sphere to Ryan is up on ahead.
And the sphere to Ryan will have to wait until
Ryan's
next
handed the
time.
keys to Fort Frolic over to a guy named Sander Cohen. Cohen's an artist, says some. He's a Section 8, says I. I've seen all kinds of cutthroats, freaks, and hard cases in my life. But Cohen, he's a real lunatic. The guy's a whole psychopath.
What's up with the static and the Rise Rapture Rise? Why'd that start playing? Huh. Well, guys, whatever is happening, as I said, there are some things that I know. I know that now that it's come up that people who have plasmids can be controlled by pheromones, I do know of the fact that, yes, we are being controlled. We're not being tricked. We are being controlled. I know this. That is the biggest key factor about this game that I know. Now, when it comes to us playing the second game and the third game, I don't know anything. Because, one, I never played the second game, and I think I made it through 2 levels. 2 levels of the third game. Not even. I don't even know how the third game is laid out. I don't know if it's laid out in levels like this one is, but I don't know anything about what's going on. I don't have any major spoilers for those two, but for this one, I know that we are being controlled. I don't know how everything connects. I don't know why we were brought to Rapture, or if we were brought to Rapture, but I do know that we are being controlled, not tricked. So that is a change in things. Now, if you have any information that you've gathered that I failed to notice that you want to use and make your own conjecture, please do so down in the comments and let me know what your favorite weather type is. For me, it's cloudy, 67 degrees, and slightly above 76% humidity. That's my favorite type of weather. If you enjoyed this, I really hope you did. Make sure you leave a like down below as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you will be notified the next time I go live or upload a video. Comment, and remember, guys, smile, because even if it's not your favorite type of weather, at least you get to see another sunrise. Right? I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.